Have you ever met someone who felt like your other half a connection so deep, it seemed to shake your very soul only to have them suddenly pull away? It leaves you in a state of shock, staring at a silent phone, replaying memories, and feeling a pain so profound it seems to hollow you out from the inside. This experience, often described as a twin flame separation, creates a unique form of agony, confusion, emptiness, and a desperate search for meaning. Many interpret this distancing as the end of love, but from a spiritual and Jungian perspective, this separation serves a crucial higher purpose. It is a sacred call for each soul to face its shadows, heal its core wounds, and integrate lessons that can only be learned in solitude. The paradox is this: by pulling apart, twin flames are actually preparing the ground for a more conscious, sustainable union. Carl Jung's depth psychology reveals that life's most transformative encounters often occur when two people are simultaneously called to the process of individuation, the journey to become our complete, authentic selves. Separation is sometimes an archetypal necessity, creating the space for this profound inner work to occur without interference. In this exploration, we'll uncover the spiritual and psychological reasons behind the twin flame separation. More importantly, you'll learn to recognize the signs that this painful chapter is concluding and a genuine reunion may be on the horizon. But first, we must cut through the online romantic fantasies and understand what this connection truly means through Jung's lens. For Jung, a true soul connection happens when two people recognize each other at the level of universal archetypes. It's seeing beyond personality to an energetic pattern that resonates with the deepest chambers of your own psyche. A twin flame is not someone who completes you, but someone who activates you. They mirror back both your most luminous potential and your darkest, unacknowledged shadows. Their presence accelerates your journey to become who you were meant to be, because you are both being called by the same transformative archetype at the same point in your soul's evolution. Here's the critical truth almost no one talks about. This connection does not come to offer comfort, it comes to force expansion. Jung observed that the most meaningful human experiences are profound, necessary, but rarely comfortable. The twin flame encounter revolutionizes both lives. The initial recognition is merely the first movement in a complex symphony. When you meet, something dormant awakens creativity, purpose, courage, spiritual depth. The intensity can overwhelm psychological systems not yet ready to hold it. In its infinite wisdom, the universe orchestrates the separation, not as a punishment, but as protection. Not as an ending, but as the beginning of a deeper preparation, allowing both individuals to develop the internal capacity needed to sustain such a high-voltage connection without losing themselves. The first reason for separation, to prevent psychic fusion and enforce individuation. When two souls recognize each other, there's a natural, powerful urge to merge. Jung called this participation mystique, a state where individual identities dissolve into a shared identity. While it sounds romantic, it's psychologically destructive. You lose the boundary between your feelings and theirs. You may abandon personal dreams, alter your personality, and make decisions solely to maintain the fusion. The separation forcibly breaks this unhealthy enmeshment. The universe is essentially saying, you must become whole individuals before you can healthily unite. This period, though it feels like being torn in half, is when you learn emotional self-sufficiency. You rediscover your own goals, strength, and identity. Jung taught that transformative relationships are only possible between people who have done significant individuation work. Two incomplete people create codependency. Two whole people create synergy. The second reason, divine timing and individual preparation. Jung believed in an archetypal intelligence organizing life's synchronicities, according to a growth plan beyond our immediate understanding. Each person has their own timeline for healing and maturation. You may be ready to recognize your twin flame long before you're ready to sustain a union with them. Separation allows the universe to synchronize these timelines. During this apartness, each person is prepared in specific ways. You might be learning to set boundaries, communicate needs clearly, or love without possession. They might be healing past trauma or building self-worth. This deep healing often requires the protected, quiet space of solitude, a sacred withdrawal from the relationship's intensity to integrate lessons at your own pace. The third reason, shadow integration. Your twin flame acts as a perfect mirror, reflecting not just your light, but your shadow, the repressed, denied parts of your psyche. The behaviors that irritate or trigger you about them are often projections of unintegrated aspects of yourself. This mirroring can become unbearably intense. Separation occurs when this shadow activation is too potent to process within the relationship. It's a call to do your individual inner work. You are tasked with withdrawing your projections, asking, "Where does this trait I criticize exist within me?" Jung taught that what we judge in others, we deny in ourselves. Integrating your shadow allows you to see your twin flame as a real person, not a repository for your unresolved issues, paving the way for an authentic, stable reunion. The fourth reason, developing the transcendent function. This is Jung's term for the advanced psychological capacity to hold opposites in creative tension. Twin flame dynamics are full of paradox, intense love and intense frustration, a pull for union and a need for autonomy. The ego wants to resolve this by choosing one side, stay or leave. Separation forces you to develop this mature ability to tolerate ambiguity. You learn to sustain love in absence, to honor a spiritual bond while living your individual life fully. You discover it's possible to love completely without possessing. This skill is essential for a mature union, transforming the relationship from a search for stability into a living laboratory for mutual evolution. The fifth reason, energetic purification and frequency elevation. While Jung didn't use modern vibrational language, he understood that deep psychological states have specific qualities. Initial meetings can highlight differences in spiritual development or emotional healing, creating energetic dissonance. Separation allows each person to purify and raise their own frequency. This happens through consistent inner work, spiritual practice, therapy, creative expression, and aligning with purpose. As you become more integrated and authentic, your natural energetic presence elevates. When two individually refined souls reconnect, they create a synergistic field, far more powerful than the sum of its parts, capable of positively impacting those around them. The sixth reason, fulfilling individual soul mission. The intensity of the connection can sometimes overshadow your unique life purpose. You can become so absorbed in us that you neglect your own dreams and calling. Separation creates the necessary space to ask, "What did I come here to do?" independent of any relationship. This is a time to revive neglected talents, pursue interests, and listen for your soul's whispers. When twin flames reunite after clarifying their individual purposes, they often find their missions are complementary. They come together not from emptiness, but from creative abundance, ready to co-create something of value for the world. The seventh reason, the ultimate test of non-attached love. This is perhaps the most advanced lesson. Spiritual love is distinct from attachment, which is rooted in fear, possessiveness, and need. Separation is a direct test. Do you truly love this person, or are you addicted to the connection's intensity? Do you desire their highest good even if it doesn't include you? Through separation, you learn to love in absence, to send blessings, not pleas. You learn to find wholeness within yourself. This detached love is serene, expansive, and non-manipulative. It's this very energy of completeness that becomes spiritually magnetic. The eighth reason, karmic synchronization and past pattern resolution. Twin flame connections often activate deep, seemingly ancient patterns, themes of power, betrayal, or vows that feel larger than this lifetime. Separation provides the space to heal these karmic or archetypal imprints without reenacting old destructive cycles. By working individually to clear these patterns, you break old scripts. Reunion can then occur from a clean slate, free from the unconscious sabotage of past life dynamics, allowing a truly new story to be written. How do you know the separation phase is ending? Jungian psychology points to several signs. 1. Inner completeness. You feel fundamentally okay and find genuine joy in your life, independent of a relationship. 2. Emotional neutrality. You can speak of or think about your twin flame without intense emotional charge, wishing them well from a place of peace. 3. Creative rebirth. Your energy flows into personal projects and passions. You feel inspired by your own path. 4. Healthy relating. You can form new connections without comparing everyone to your twin flame or using them as a distraction. 5. Compassionate perspective. You hold genuine compassion for your twin flame's journey, understanding their need for growth, even if it keeps you apart. 6. Intuitive shifts. Your dreams and inner guidance start directing you toward your next steps, independent of the relationship. 7. A sense of new dawn. You feel a subtle, persistent anticipation of new expansion in your life, in whatever form it may take. Remember, not every twin flame journey results in a physical, lifelong reunion in this incarnation. For Jung, the supreme value of such an encounter lies in the transformation it catalyzes. If you emerge more conscious, loving, authentic, and aligned with your purpose, then the connection fulfilled its highest spiritual function. If you are in the midst of this separation, know this: it is not a mistake or a punishment. It is a sacred invitation to become the most complete version of yourself. It is the path to learning that you do not need anyone to be whole, but that you can choose to share that wholeness when the timing is divinely aligned. Trust the process. Trust the archetypal wisdom unfolding through your life. Your twin flame separation may be the very catalyst your soul required to fully blossom into its unique magnificence. And when you are fully bloomed, radiant, and authentic, whatever comes next, whether reunion or a life rich with other forms of love, will be perfect. For true union happens first within. When you unite with your own soul, all other unions become possible from a place of wholeness, not lack. And that is the ultimate gift of this profound journey. The unshakable reminder that you are already complete, already loved, already whole, exactly as you are,